Dead meat.
Hey there folks, today I'd like to take a casual peek into my Goody Haul report for the second week of December of 2012. Today is Tuesday the 11th, and I hope everyone is enjoying the winter holiday season. And I have a few goodies I'd like to share with everyone, stuff I've gotten in the last week or so. And this past weekend was our, I guess quarterly, you can call it quarterly, SacCon, basically a comic and toy convention that's held roughly every quarter. And there was one that occurred on Sunday, the 10th, or the 9th, I'm sorry. And I almost forgot about this particular con. I didn't remember it until Saturday night. And me and Munchkin number 2 went ahead and decided to visit. And I didn't get too many items. In fact, I only got one item at the con. And it's in this bag here. And we got this bag for entering the con. It's a nice thick plastic bag with an advertisement for Sac Anime, which is occurring in January 4th through the 6th at the convention center. But they stuffed a little kind of some neat goodies in here, mostly pamphlets advertising for other cons and stuff like that. But one thing they did include that was kind of neat was this print over here of Wolverine. This is created by Billy Martinez. Not intended for resale here, but it's a nice print of Wolverine on this nice thicker glossy card, which is pretty cool, pretty neat. I got one of those for free and for entering the con. And also I got, like I said, basically advertisements for other cons like here Sac Anime and some other I guess related items. The next SacCon coming out in March. Comic Collector Live. Looks like an online marketplace. Another con here, I'm not sure where, San Jose. So I just saw all these little neat cards that they've included. Looks like I have multiple copies. But I only picked up one item at the con, and that was this thing here. Pretty cool. I saw this in a plastic bin from one of the vendors. This is the Devourer of Souls figure, or Rawl figure, from Toy Biz after they started producing licenses for non-Marvel figures. This was part of a 2-pack that included Conan and of course Devourer of Souls. And I saw this in the bin, and I asked the vendor how much he wanted for it, and he said, I'll take $10. I should sell it for 15, but he said he'd take it for 10. So that was cool. So I paid $10 for this figure, which is pretty neat. And I think it looks complete. The helmet's here, his satchel or whatever you call it is in there. He's got his sword in the sheath. So I think it's complete for at least this half of a 2-pack. So pretty neat, and it looks pretty decent from what I can see of the sandwich bag that he's been placed in. So once I get them out, I guess I'll find out more detail what might be missing, if there's a finger missing or what. But for $10, it's not too bad. And it was the only item I really paid for at the con, and other than these nice free prints, so that's pretty cool. Some other items I was able to get in the last week or so. I was able to pick up a little bit more Skylander items. I was able to pick up this here. This is the Skylanders Giants Fright Rider, and he's one of the new characters in the Skylanders universe, so he doesn't have a Series 2 version out, but decided to pick him up because he is a new character, and I don't know how long he'll last on the shelves before he just disappears. And I got this one at GameStop and paid $10 for this set. Pretty cool. Another Skylander item I was able to find this here Flame Slinger. This is a Series 2 version of Flame Slinger. And I'm trying to remember where I got this one. I think I got this one at Target, and then this was $10 as well. Pretty neat. And I was also able to pick up more Skylanders, such as this one here, Series 2 Slam Bam. And I think I got this one at Toys R Us. I think they had a buy one get one 50% off, because in addition to Slam Bam, we were able to pick up a Series 2 Hex. So we're filling our ranks of Series 2 figures, which I actually don't mind. Some folks are not even bothering to pick up Series 2 because they already have the Spyro's Adventure version of the characters. But for me, I like picking them up because they're nice new sculpt. A lot of folks say they're just reposes, but they're actually more than just reposes. They're in their upgraded form, so while the Spyro's Adventures versions are in the pre-upgraded form, so it's kind of neat to have an upgraded form of the figure. And also they have the special Wow Pow that's unique to Series 2, but I enjoy picking them up. I like collecting these figures. We're filling our ranks with Series 2 as they're out. Hopefully the other new Skylanders will be coming out pretty soon. I've been looking forward to picking up some new ones, but I haven't seen any newer ones as of yet. But some other neato items I was able to find. This here of the Hobbit of Gandalf for, I think it was like $3 or $4 at Toys R Us. I haven't really fully committed to getting any of the Lego sets of either the Hobbit or the Lord of the Rings, but since this is pretty cheap, to have a minifigure of Gandalf is pretty cool. And also I was able to find another mini figure bag set of this one, of the Hobbit. And this was $3 or $4 as well. I'm not sure if that's supposed to be Legolas, and I think it's just an elf. It's supposed to be just a normal elf, but a nice woodland scene there of a tree and a barrel. So but this was about the same price, $3 or $4, and the Hobbit movie is going to be coming out this weekend, and I'm going to be sure to be able to watch it. And I've been picking up, I guess, on the Hobbit hype, because I went ahead and picked up this as well. This is the 2-pack of Gandalf and Bolg. I kind of slacked off on picking up Hobbit 4-inch scale figures when they first came out, but with the movie coming up, I'm starting to pick them up now again. I did pick up the dwarves earlier, but I think all I have left is probably Bilbo and Gollum and the elves, and but pretty cool to find this version of Gandalf is a little bit different, I noticed, from the single character pack, in that this one I think is a battle worn Gandalf. He's got smudges. Looks like he's been in a scrap. He's got smudges on his face, on the sides of his face. And I looked at the single character packed Gandalf, and he looks pretty clean in that one. So if you're a stickler for wanting a clean Gandalf or a battle worn Gandalf, yeah, you might pick up a particular set on there. But if you don't really care, I guess you can pick up either one, so at your leisure. And there's Bolg there, a nice bigger figure. He was, I don't remember him being in the novel himself, so I don't know if this is part of the expanded storyline that Peter Jackson inserted into the Hobbit trilogy, even though the Hobbit was a single story. But I don't know if he was in the Hobbit novel itself. I'm gonna guess no, and this is a creation, or not really a creation, more of an expansion, because I believe Peter Jackson is using elements from the Lord of the Rings appendices to fill in parts of the Hobbit movies. But well, I'll have to look and find out again if this guy was indeed in the novel or in the appendices. But that's pretty cool. Oh, this was I think $17 or $18 at Toys R Us. I still haven't seen any of the Hobbit goodies other than Toys R Us. I haven't seen it at Walmart or Target, which is interesting because I thought they were gonna later hit those stores. Kind of interesting that it's still Toys R Us that only has these sets, at least in my area. I was also able to pick up some other items earlier this week, such as this here, of course, the release of The Dark Knight Rises on DVD and Blu-ray. I only have a DVD player available at the moment, so I just went ahead and picked up the basic movie here for, I think it was like $12 at Walmart or Target. And I look forward to watching this again. I'm not sure if I'll do a marathon like I did when this was in the theaters. When it first came out, I actually purchased a 3-movie marathon to watch all of the 3 Chris Nolan Batman films in one sitting. And I don't know if I'll do that at home. I have the movies. I don't know if I have time to devote to watching all 3 movies again. I'll go ahead and do it. But got this for $12. I also picked up this. I saw this on the Target shelves. 24. This is the final season, and I can't remember if I had purchased this when this first came out. I don't think I did because my interest in 24 kind of waned when this season was ending and the DVD was going to be coming out. So I don't think I picked it up. I may have. And if I did, it's probably somewhere in storage, I don't know. But I went ahead and picked it up because it was $16.99 at Target. And I know I definitely have all 7 seasons, or first 7 seasons of 24. But I can't remember if I picked up the last one or not. So I saw this for $16. I decided to pick it up just in case. And if I later find it in storage, I'll go ahead and return that one because I know I didn't open it if I did purchase it back then. But yeah, that's the final season of 24 on DVD. And finally, I've been looking forward to getting these. Finally saw them at Toys R Us. Was it? Yeah, yesterday. But looks like the 3rd series of Rocky figures have hit the shelves, at least in my area. I found this at a Toys R Us. Seems the only place to be selling it in my area at this point. But I've been really looking forward to getting the 3rd series of Rocky. And they have the Rocky Balboa. They only have one version in this series. They don't have him in the second fight. This is the fight he lost when Mickey died. But they don't have Rocky Balboa in his second fight. I'm thinking it's because they already released a Rocky in the red, white, and blue trunks in the previous series. But would have been nice if they still released Rocky in the red, white, and blue with this particular head sculpt or a different type of head sculpt, because the head sculpt in the Series 3 is different from Series 2, mainly in the hair. I think in this series, in Rocky 3, he had a little bit poofier hair than he did in Rocky 4, but the head sculpt is definitely different. And but I would have liked to have the second release of Rocky, but they only released one in Series 3. But they did release 2 versions of Clubber Lang, which I am very glad that they did. I was able to find this one here, Clubber Lang in his first fight against Rocky, in which he won, the blue trunks. Pretty cool, and he's got that that pose in his face right before he knocked out Rocky in that slow motion punch, where he's gritting his teeth in his teeth guard there and punching out Rocky. So that's kind of neat. They also had the second fight Clubber Lang, in which he lost in the black trunks. And here he's got a more, I guess, stoic expression, if not stern expression. One thing about this is I wish they had included both versions of the heads in each of the packaging. Would have been nice to have a alternate head for each of the different fights, because I really can't say these are variants, or they are variants, but not variants of even the same fight. They're different fights, so it would have been nice to have two different faces for each of the fights. That's one of the complaints I had about the previous series, like the one with Ivan Drago. There's one in his yellow trunks where he beats the snot out of Apollo Creed, but he only has one expression, that stoic expression. But the other figure has a very mean expression when he fights against Rocky. But would have been nice to include those heads in each of the packaging, so you could have different expressions for the different types of fights. But that's just me nitpicking. I'm just glad that these figures came out, especially Clubber Lang, because I really like the Clubber Lang figure. It looks pretty cool, and I think the character's badass. Mr. T, he kept playing with Mr. T, and the sculpt on these are really cool. So, but these actually cost $14.99 each, about $15 for each figure. So there's only 3 figures in Series 3. And I don't know what the future holds for future series for Rocky. I hope it continues. I really have enjoyed having these series. In fact, the 2 of the figures are I consider my favorites of the year. That being the first series, Rocky and Apollo Creed. I really do like this Rocky series. I just hope that it continues on beyond Series 3. Now, this is my casual peek into my Goody Haul report for the second week of December. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.